and leave them till they're cold. Welcome to this black cooking show. This week we're making homemade baguettes with some delicious plum jam and even some homemade butter. These are just gorgeous. Crunch, and inside it's the most wonderful, fluffy French bread. Morning!
Morning.
It's alright, you ignore it, you'll forget it after a while. Right, morning! We're going to make baguettes and some plum jam and some homemade butter because I've got loads of cream in the fridge and needs using up. Now I've pre-made the dough. This was made about an hour ago and it's been sitting by the Aga with a nice damp cloth over the top. And look, see how big it's got now. And if you put your finger in there, it will...
I really want you to just stick there.
Don't stick because it's got in there, you've got all these gorgeous bubbles of carbon dioxide because of how it's reacted with the yeast and everything. So it wants to be springy, but you've got to be gentle with it because if you're not gentle with it and you squish it, you're just going to squish out all those bubbles, and that's what gives the bread that gorgeous, lovely texture. So yeah, I mean, by all means, just put your finger in it and just feel it, but don't squish out the bubbles. Now we've used live yeast, which smells amazing. And when you said it was squeaky, yeah, it feels squeaky, doesn't it? You can use dried yeast, obviously, but this needs to be kept in the fridge, and this has got about a week and a bit shelf life on it. Pop in 350 grams of water. Stick your finger in there because that's room temperature. So it's not hot, it's not really, really icy cold out of the tap. No.
The air bubbles in thing are not due to any reactions. Well, they are sort of. It's not due to how the yeast reacts with the flour and water. Stop saying that. No. It's the yeast respiring, which yes, is in itself a reaction, but the yeast does not react with anything. It makes a reaction. It's a catalyst.
How am I up to? Close. Pull it away. Fold it over. Pull it away. Fold it over. I want to hear a slapping sound as it kind of comes back. Try not to tear it like I just did. It will stick to your fingers, and it will stick to your fingers until it starts to come together. And it should. You've got to keep working it and do it as quickly as you can. So it will get more and more sticky, but stretch it, fold it. Do not add any flour.
No.
You start off with it.
We do not do this in the bowl, we do it on a bit of granite. Okay.
Is this supposed to get like all of the air in it?
Yes, as you fold it and turn it over, you're basically trapping more and more air and you're stretching it out so that the air that you're putting in, you're actually getting like bigger bubbles of air in it.
So tiny.
And it's already very rapidly.
Whoa.
Brilliant. Just keep working it. The more you work it, Jamie, I can see that it's starting to not be as sticky, isn't it? Jamie, that's absolutely beautiful. That's exactly how it should look. It's that gorgeous shape.
Yeah.
I'm going to pop that in the bowl and then let that rest for a bit. So each batch should make around about 12 mini baguettes or one
Big baguette.
large baguette.
What, a normal size baguette that you buy in the shop?
Yeah. You turn it upside down and then we want to get it into a ball. So you just turn it and bring it in. Turn it so it's upside down. Brilliant, Sophia. And then you keep tucking it in so you get a beautiful, beautiful ball of dough. And to prove these at home, you need to put them somewhere warm. In there, it's fantastic. Right. How can you cheat and make your oven, turn your oven into a steam oven?
Put it over boiling water. Put water in it.
Put water in it.
Sprinkle water on the tray.
You could sprinkle water on the tray. If you've got one of those water atomizers that you spray leaves with, give it a really, really good wash out first. And make sure it's absolutely spotlessly clean, and you can spray that in the oven. If you do that, get an adult to do it because it will immediately create steam and it could burn. very, very easily burn you, so get an adult to do that. Or the other way of doing it is to put a heat-proof casserole dish or a deep roasting dish with some water in the bottom of the oven, and that will just evaporate as it's cooking and it will create a steamy oven.
It's just a killer.
Guys, they do look fabulous. They're going to taste great as well. Right, I think that's probably... Have you finished that? The jam. The jam's been cooking for about half an hour. You need to make sure you get an adult to do this. You don't go anywhere near the jam pot because it could be very, very hot. I have a saucer in the freezer, so it's gone really, really cold. And then get an adult to put a teaspoon of jam on the plate. Leave it for about a minute, and then if you move the spoon across, it should wrinkle. Can you see that wrinkles? So that means that the jam has reached setting point. So now we can take that off the heat and leave it to cool a wee bit. To make butter, you need double cream. You need double cream that's just kind of gone out of date. So this was the 20th of September used by, and today's the 22nd.
Yeah.
You want it so it's...
That's 2 days.
That's 2 days.
Why?
Which will be fine because it turns much easier if it's slightly sour. You need a jam jar. You need to fill the jam jar about a third of the way up, and then we need a tight fitting lid. Jamie, can you pass me that lid? So we do. Let's put the lid on the jam jar. Make sure it's really tight. Keep your fingers on the top and shake. And you just shake. And you just keep shaking, and it'll turn into butter. The sound will change, so you'll get a kind of glugging, glugging sound as it starts to separate. So go on, you start, Ben. So let's have a look, Jamie. What's it like now? Did it change the sound?
It's still got cream in.
Oh, that's separated.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now what we need to do is pour off the buttermilk. All right. So we've got butter. Now this butter, you need to pat it just to let soak up some of the buttermilk, and then this is quite soft, but if you put it in the fridge it will come out like this. That's quite hard. You can see the difference. That's only been in the fridge for a wee bit. Now it's got no salt in it, so if you wanted salted butter then you need to add salt. You can add garlic into it as well, make garlic butter by grating some garlic. You could add sun-dried tomato, make sun-dried tomato butter. You could add some herbs and make herb butter. You know, you can do whatever you fancy.